Hey there, welcome in. Baseball tonight at the Winter Meetings here in Orlando. And Jon Sciambi alongside Buster Olney and Jim Bowden. A lot of free agents have already found landing spots, but still lots to talk about. We'll get to some of the guys that are still out there, including Shin Soo Choo. But start with trade talk, Buster. And you look at what's going on right now surrounding David Price. What's the latest you're hearing?
Well, he is the centerpiece of these winter meetings because when you talk to baseball executives, it's not a question of if he's going to be traded, it's a question of when. And it looks like there are four teams that could be involved with the race. First, the Los Angeles Dodgers, who whichever of these teams get priced, they need that centerpiece free agent. They have Corey Seager, 19-year-old former first-round draft pick. You have the Texas Rangers, who could put Jurickson Profar in the trade. The Diamondbacks know that they've been scouted heavily by the Rays. I'm sure the Diamondbacks will ask for Archie Bradley. But to me, the wild card in the whole group, maybe the Seattle Mariners, are clearly in a win-now mode.
And the biggest question there, Buster, is will they give up Taijuan Walker? And the feeling is because they would a year ago in the Justin Upton deal, that they probably a year later will include him in a Price deal. They've got to make another move. Robinson Cano cannot be the only move for them to win, and the David Price deal would give more credibility to the Mariners front office that's in a lot of trouble right now.
And what's interesting about that, too, is a lot of the executives I've spoken with have said that with David Price eligible for free agency in 2 years, they would want a negotiating window before finishing a trade. And I wonder if some teams, if they're not able to get that, will basically say, you know what, we'll pass.
All right, among the other rumors that are out there, trade-wise, Matt Kemp possibly on the move, and things starting to heat up, even to the point where Matt Kemp's agent, Dave Stewart, had a comment on the fact that Matt Kemp might be on the block. He said, this is the first time we've experienced this. This is the first time we've heard it this much and the first time we really believe something could happen. So, Buster Olney, could something happen?
Something could happen because the Dodgers are reaching out to other teams at the highest levels saying, look, we will kick in as much money as necessary to make a trade happen with either Kemp and or Andre Ethier. Their feeling is if they can kick in enough money, they could get a prospect back. The Dodgers aren't worried about getting value back. This is not a salary dump, and it's pretty clear because they're looking for a pure center fielder, Jock Peterson, their farm system. They would love to clear his spot if they can get a good prospect in return.
And they've talked to the Boston Red Sox in a deal that would be centered around Will Middlebrooks and another pitching prospect. But look, this would be a huge mistake for the Dodgers, in my opinion, because their best outfield long-term is Puig in right, Peterson in center, and Kemp in left, or Kemp in center and Peterson in left. That should be the long-term plan. If they move Kemp here, that means short-term Ethier is going to play center field, who doesn't come in on the ball very well, and that forces Peterson to get there before he's early if they decide that they want him there full-time.
Quickly, Andre Ethier also being mentioned out there. There's no chance they'd move both of those guys, right?
I think there is a chance if they get the right move because they're trying to get younger. That's what the Dodgers are telling other teams. Look, we want prospects in return. In the right deal, absolutely that could happen. What's interesting is this market is affecting, I think, the market for the two primary outfield free agents, Shin Soo Choo and Nelson Cruz.
And if Shin Soo Choo were to go to Detroit or Texas, then Ethier could land in either one of those spots, but Baltimore is also playing on Ethier as well.
What's your thought as far as Shin Soo Choo and the most likely landing spot?
Well,
the numbers are said to be pretty, the asking price pretty high.
Yeah, the New York Post reporting that one team was told that he's looking for between what Jason Worth got at $128 million and what Jacoby Ellsbury just got at $153 million. And there are teams I spoke with that said there's no chance we'll give him that money. Now, I don't think there's a high volume of teams looking for, willing to take on an expensive outfielder. Texas, Seattle, maybe the Diamondbacks, but there aren't a lot of clubs.
And Detroit could swoop in and do that. I mean, they moved Doug Fister, they moved Fielder, they opened up the money to put him out there, and I think Dave Dombrowski's got one big move left.
Is there any place Choo would go where he'd play center field, do you think?
I doubt it because, in fact, teams were surprised last year when the Reds committed him as a center fielder.
And as far as other free agents that are out there, quickly, Corey Hart, Bronson Arroyo?
Yeah, Bronson Arroyo's representative is going to meet with the Pittsburgh Pirates who need a starting pitcher. A lot of interest in Corey Hart, who missed all of 2013 because he's been cleared as being healthy.
And the Los Angeles Angels are going to get a starting pitcher. They're going to get one in the next 3 days.
All right, so we'll see what ends up happening as far as Shin Soo Choo is concerned. You have Bartolo Colon, Ubaldo Jimenez. We'll have it all covered for you, including all the trade talks surrounding David Price and Matt Kemp. For Buster Olney and Jim Bowden, I'm Jon Sciambi. Stay tuned to Baseball Tonight's continuing coverage from the winter meetings on ESPN.com and on SportsCenter.